Hello everyone, welcome to Dice Commando. Happy New Year. I'm Andrew, thanks for joining me for today. So today was going to be kind of a state of a channel, just to kind of look back and, look at what's coming. But it didn't seem right to do this just as a simple, say, usually my state of the channel is like 5 minutes, and we just get in, get out. And it felt to me that this being a 2020 in review and 2021 looking forward needed to be a little something more. Not just because, I know it sounds cliche at this point to say 2020 was a beast, but it was. And even for those of us, this is a gaming channel, like in the grand scheme of life, like this is not that big a deal. A lot of people had like real life issues, jobs, being sick, so on, so on, so on, right? I mean, this has been a nice escape for me, for a lot of other people. And, in March, our hobby, our mental escape as we know it, really got upended. And I feel that was kind of a large part of what we did here. We had to change. So what I wanted to do today was I kind of wanted to look back on 2020 and just kind of chat about what I think we did well, what I think didn't do well here. Give appropriate shout outs and thank yous, and then kind of talk a little bit about what I'm looking forward to in the next year in terms of next steps and continuing on with this channel. So again, thanks for joining me today as we talk about this. I know you guys know I'm pretty practical. I don't do great with emotional stuff, but this is pretty emotional for me just because I there's a lot of people that really stepped up and helped us out this year, right? So I mean, Again, I want to be very clear, putting this in perspective. This is just gaming, right? This is just one small aspect of our life that in the grand scheme of things is not that important. But it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of other people as well. So it is still important, right? Even though it's not as important as other things, it's still important. So what I wanted to start with was the successes. I mean, I think the biggest success we had was the biggest challenge that we had this year, which was, in mid-March, this channel was primarily an in real life gameplay. I mean, that was the charter of this, was in real life gameplay, and in March that became basically impossible. So we had to recharter what we did here. Amy was a champ. Like Amy, my wife, she was a champ. She was playing games with us for a long time, and obviously you guys know that she was pregnant. And we later had our son, and that was just not a sustainable model for her and I to just kick out gameplay, and like at some point you guys are going to get bored anyway with that. So we really reimagined, and when I say it is we, right? We changed this from being an IRL gameplay channel to really a gameplay community, and I really do mean that. I mean, we have a large amount of people who who stepped up and helped us. I mean, when we say support the channel, right, that implies giving money, which they are, but it was more than that, right? What the plan of making the DC team wasn't to provide income. It was to basically provide a skin in the game of getting people who wanted to contribute and help make the content, and that's what the DC team, the Team Commando individuals, that's what they did. They stepped up and they helped us make the content that has kept this channel alive. We have had every day except for the holidays that I take off, which is the 4th of July, Thanksgiving in the US, and Christmas. Every day we still had some sort of video coming out, and a large amount of that was gameplay based stuff, specifically as a result of those individuals stepping up and helping us. So I mean, we would not be, I wouldn't be here talking. I mean, maybe I would be, but we would not have had the success behind us without those individuals. So I really want to very clearly, again, I'm not good with the emotional stuff, right? But it means a lot that you guys are willing to step up, not only financially, but a lot of you guys put in a lot of time and have put in a lot of time to make this channel successful and to really help improve gaming and keep Star Wars Destiny alive. And it's not just Star Wars Destiny. We have, Josh stepped up for Fab. Barum, you've stepped up for Fab. I mean, you guys are making the content on this channel which others are consuming, and it's helped not only our community, but it's helped other communities as well. And you guys, I believe you guys should take a lot of pride in that. that you've been a part of that, and I thank you for that. So to that end, I mean, I kind of already got into the thank yous already, right? But we had to reimagine this channel, right? We kicked off a bi-weekly series of tournaments. We had originally started off with just casual hangouts, and as you would expect, that started to kind of just, people got busy, and it's hard to hit times, and we were moving across because we are literally a global community, so it was never a good time for everybody. So we kicked off the tournaments, and that has had some pretty good success. It's been waning in the holidays, but I'm not taking that too personally, because we always, I mean, even in real life, right, at Gungai, we would see that our late summer and our late winter tournaments would, or I should say holiday tournaments, would be low attendance, so I'm not concerned about that. But that is something that we're paying attention to, of course. And then I think probably the largest success we had on the channel, again, directly affected or helped by the DC team folks, and actually all of the Commando subscribers helped with this one, was Destiny Smash. This was a major. I knew it was going to be good, or at least I felt it was going to be good, and I think it was better than good. I think it's been exceedingly well received. We've seen people who have long been away from Destiny coming back to play Smash because they think it looks awesome. I think Smash is a huge win for us this year. I'm confident that it was a huge win. I mean, it was a major win for us this year, and I'm looking forward to continuing that into the new year. And to be honest, a lot of our 2021 plans do involve Smash, at least from the Destiny side. All right, so next of what we did well, we really ramped up Fab content, Flesh and Blood content. Not to the level, I think. I mean, it certainly does not match Destiny level. Flesh and Blood is a lot harder for me to play personally over Tabletop Simulator than it is in real life. Not that it's easy in real life either. I'm really looking forward to getting IRL play in. But you need to remember, I mean, that we had a major challenge in front of us from Flesh and Blood, in that Arcane Rising, right? Expansion 2, basically in the US, at least for my LGS, where we were going to have our release weekend tournament the weekend we got shut down. Right? Put that in perspective, right? The second expansion of this game, and since we haven't had IRL play for. That makes it very difficult for an IRL channel to make content. So, I mean, we've still been able to get games in otherwise and back and forth. But yeah, I mean, Fab's been challenging, and I'm really looking forward to in the future getting IRL games once we can. I know it's fantastic that our parts of the world are able to do so, and cheers to you guys, but we're not right now. But definitely looking forward to that. But I do think that ramping up the Fab content, and I think the quality of the Fab content certainly has ramped up as we've really started to have our series of aha moments on how to play the game. I think the content's become better. But that's for people to decide. But at least I'm happy that we're starting to grow a Flesh and Blood community in Dice Commando as well. So I think that's gone well. I also, before we get into kind of the stuff that didn't go well, I do want to give some shout outs. So Amy, my wife, she does not watch this channel. I mean, she doesn't watch stuff anymore. She's too busy. Well, we all are. But she's been really a champ this year. It would have been very easy for her with all the things we have going on in our personal lives right now. And I mean, aside from the stuff everybody's dealing with, right? We've had a baby, we're building a house, we've moved into that house. We've had a lot of stuff going on, and it would have been very easy for her to ask me to step back, and she's remained supportive. And I think that's really, I mean, obviously I'm biased, right? But it's been really great of her to be continually supportive. Because there's been some nights where instead of watching TV with her, I'm like, I have to go shoot a video to get out tomorrow because I'm behind. And she's supported, and I've never taken flack for that. So I really want to thank her for that. And she's just as important part of the DC team community, the entire Dice Commando community, even though people don't necessarily see her or hear from her, right? She's just as big. So want to thank her as well. I do want to thank Josh Schott, Mike as well, Mike Christensen. Always, you guys are right there helping whenever you can, and I really appreciate it. I look forward to more stuff with Josh. Mike, keep it up, man, and keep sending me those random games you find, and I know that you and I are going to be getting IRL stuff soon. I also want to thank, just I don't even know where to start, guys, with all the DC team guys. So many different people have done so much, and I just want to thank you there. So, kind of moving into the stuff that did not go well this year. Well, first off, I'll show it right now. This is the list right now that you're seeing of all of the various projects that I've wanted to work on, and I just haven't had time. Especially near the end of the year, it's been really bad. I mean, you can see the studio is still not even set up. All I need to do is hang some freaking pictures, and I haven't been able to do that. Right? It doesn't mean we're busy, and whenever I have free time, I come in here and do what I can. So, there's some stuff that I haven't got to. That those are personal failures, but I have to prioritize, and I know that everybody understands that. And as long as we're meeting our content quota, I think we're good there. Big failure this year is Argent Saga, which actually reminds me of another success that I forgot. I left off my list. Argent Saga has been a failure this year. It's been, I should say, it's been hard to stay motivated on that card game. I know that they have to. I mean, they have to do what they have to. Like, aside from not having IRL, I know that a lot of us, even mentally, locally, kind of disengaged from that when they started doing the loot boxes. So we'll see how that goes. I'm keeping it on the channel queue because if it does pick up locally, I still want to. It's a beautiful game. It's really fun game to play. And if my friends pick it up, then we're going to play it again and we'll bring the IRL content. If we kind of as a gaming community decide not to, then we won't. I mean, that's really where it stands, right? I'm at this point where I'm not going to go personally put in a large amount of effort and try to restart the local community. If it happens, it happens, and I'll be there to play with my friends, but I'm not going to go engage the community on its own. So I think that's been one failure this year, and that's that is the plan for 2021, is to basically see what happens. The good thing I forgot about, definitely need to mention this. I kicked off Commando News Network. The funny story here is basically kind of kicked out of a byproduct of the fact that now that we're working from home, I had more free time on Fridays. Just with the way my factory stuff works, we kind of roll our weekend pass down and planning, and everything's done by about 3 p.m. and that's right. We do it that way so people can kind of do their stuff and actually try and get out and have like a reasonable Friday instead of the normal, 6-7 p.m. type stuff. And without the commute and the fact that everyone was actually being more efficient with their organization, I was generally done by like 4 o'clock on Friday, which kind of just let me kind of go collect the news for the week and do CNN. So I had a lot of fun with that. I do intend still on doing that. We'll see what happens when I actually return to work. I mean, ironically, I actually do Fridays is my day to go in and do work, or go into work physically and check our equipment and do walkthroughs and stuff. But I'm generally done with that during the day. So not having the commute in the afternoon is a big deal. We'll see what happens to that specific timeline. But CNN is something I've enjoyed. Obviously, that's been ramping down during the holidays because I do think that's one of the challenges of CNN is there's not always news every week, and like I try to report out on everything every week, but like sometimes there's just not, and like then you just kind of sit there and you're like, well, there's no news, sorry. So I think trying to move that to not necessarily a weekly schedule, I think is probably more better for my sanity, right? So plans for 2021. I'm really looking to expand the breadth of which we engage non-DC team community. And by that I mean I'm evaluating. I was playing around with kind of the end of the year of inviting everybody to. I opened up our last tournament of the year to the entire community just to see what kind of interest there would be. Again, it was kind of late notice, and again, it's just our time slot, like if they want to come join us or not. We got some people from the community, but not as many as I was thinking we would. So I am thinking that having some sort of general tournament. Maybe we do entry. Like if we do entry fees, DC team guys would get free entry, right? So it would come with your subscription anyway. But that way we can hopefully get. That's kind of what I'm playing with. Is maybe we have like a team tournament 1 month, and then we have like a massive tournament or bigger tournament, community tournament on the the bi-weekly. We kind of alternate back and forth. I'm not saying that's what I'm gonna do. It's something I've been playing with. I've definitely been working on well, I showed up now. I've been working on some pricing ideas, the smash cards, as well as some other things kind of behind the scenes. So those are some ideas I have as well. Flesh and Blood, I really want Flesh and Blood to be an important part of 2021. We're hamstrung. I mean, we from an IRL standpoint, we're hamstrung, right? Again, I don't enjoy playing it on TTS as much because I find that I'm spending more time figuring out how to mechanically do TTS than I am paying attention to what's going on. And like Fab's a really complex game, and like if I'm distracted, like trying to remember if it's F or L or whatever the heck it is to put something on the bottom of the deck, I'm not paying attention, and then I make mistakes, and you guys know what happens when you make a mistake, especially to like it's bad enough in the Destiny community, and then you take the Flesh and Blood community, which is far more ruthless and unforgiving, and it's just a bad situation. So I really do find the TTS play from a recording standpoint to be very challenging there, and hopefully I'll get better with it over time and it'll become less of a factor. But moving to IRL play is definitely something we want, but again, we're hamstrung on that based on local ordinances and kind of how this progresses, and I don't really see realistically us being there until summertime, right? I mean, I just don't. So that's something there for Flesh and Blood, but definitely want to have tournaments. I would like to be running some more online tournaments. We had some, Josh actually had a great idea for doing a online draft, or a kind of a virtual draft where I would actually, or a sealed, where I would open the packs and film it, and then obviously we wouldn't publish the videos until after, but then we'd have everybody's cards, and then you could build those cards on TTS, and then we'd play from there. That was a good idea. It's something that we were looking at kicking off, but again, it was going into the holiday season, and the timing was just wrong. So that's something we'll look at doing in early 2021 as well. As far as new content for the channel, I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't really have any plans in terms of new games or anything like that. I do want to ramp up when I say ramp up, actually, that's not entirely accurate, but I want to do a better job with my Legion content. First off, it's one of those things I just don't have time. Like, I got Maul for Christmas, and I wanted to do the unboxing for it. I just haven't had time to get around to it yet, right? So, I've been doing unboxings from time to time as I buy product, but I really do enjoy this game, and I would like to do more there. I play it casually. I'm not competitive enough to like have anybody like specifically care about me talking about strategy. I just kind of want to talk about it for fun. So maybe the Legion coverage is just more for me than anything. But I know there's been a lot of people in the Dice Commando community who are getting interested in it as well, also from a casual standpoint. So maybe we just hang out and chat, and it's just good enough for us, right? I mean, I think that's the fun part of it, is just hanging out and having our own little local community. So as far as ideas, well, I mean, we can go to the sticky notes that I showed earlier, right? One of the things that I would like to kick off for 2021, and that, quite frankly, I need people's help with, is I want to kick off a new series similar to Commando Chat. Actually, I kicked off Commando Chat this year as well, now that I think about it, but that's really just a formalization of me getting on and talking. But one of the things I'm really looking forward to at least trying is I want to do Dice Commando panels. And what that would be is it would basically be a panel discussion, as you would see now. Well, we'll keep the membership down, right? But it would be a panel discussion as if you would see at any convention, talking about some topic in gaming, right? So it'd be similar to like, and probably might even fill like a Commando Chat space, but we'd have multiple people on, and instead of me talking, I would basically be posing questions to the crowd or the panel and seeing what, trying to come to some conclusion, or at least getting different views and perspectives on some question. That's something I'm very excited about doing. If that's something you're interested in let me know. Obviously, you don't know what the topics are, but that's something I think would be really cool. And the cool thing about it is we could pull. I mean, we have a wide range of gamers in Dice Commando community, and getting different perspectives you always learn from different perspectives, whether you agree with them or not. And by you, I mean at least the people watching this channel. There are a lot of people in the world that don't learn by different perspectives. We all get that, but I think a lot of us do, and I think that would be really exciting. So that's something I'm excited about getting off the ground. So there's that. I'm working on new pricing, like I said, for 2021. I'm very much looking forward to that, which hopefully can go hand in hand with the new tournaments that we run. And then, of course, we're already working on it now, but we have phase 2 of Smash coming out. We're targeting mid-February, late February, somewhere around there. Very excited about that. And then Smash phase 3, and then so on, of course, each in a stage based on reception. And then, I think that's pretty much running it for the ideas, but that's no shortage of stuff. I still plan on having our daily content, if not more, and you guys have gotten used to that. So I think that's really the plan. But as I wrap this up, give me a second. So as I wrap this up, again, I know I fluffed it pretty hard there in the beginning, but I am really appreciative of the fact that we're here doing this. It's been rough. It's been a rough year to try and do what we're doing here. And I think we've been as successful as anybody else has been. And I think that if not more, right, for sure. And we've had missteps along the way. I've pissed off some people along the way. Not everything's been perfect, but we really have built what I consider to be a community here, and I really value the community we have here. We have really good people, and again, it's one of those things like the panel, like we don't all have the same backgrounds, we don't always agree on everything, like we have good conversations, but at the end of the day, like we're still a community, and that's a community that we collectively have built. So I think it was a good 2020 for what we did. I'm not saying 2020 was good. I'm not saying all the personal things were good, but I think all in all, that what we made out of 2020, I think was good. So thank you, everyone. Good job, everyone. I appreciate your help, and I'm really looking forward to a stronger, better 2021 and figuring out where we go from here. So, bottom of my heart, thank you guys. Happy New Year, and go Commando.